So you're a local business and you want to advertise online. You're trying to figure it out. You have all these different medias to advertise on. You have pay-per-click, you have SEO, you have Facebook, you have Yelp, all these different ways to advertise. Where in the world do I index my site or list my website for people to find me or my phone number, right? That is the biggest thing for people to try to figure out when they're first going online. So even before you get on Facebook, you have to list your website. People have to be able to find you if they search you, and there has to be a map location. And these are all things that we all know, but a lot of people don't know how to do, okay? So what I want to introduce you to is One Direction Marketing's Listing Manager. This is so important, so be sure to pay attention to everything I'm saying today because you need to list your website. So think of it like this. Back in the day, people used to call the yellow pages and say, I just opened up a plumbing company, right? And I need to list it in the phone book so if someone has a plumbing problem, they can find my business and they have my address and phone number. Okay, everybody tracking with me? Online, the phone book is now called Google or Bing, okay, or a lot of other directory sources that people use to find your small business. So, the question is, how do I list my business on these indexes or on these phone books, so to speak? Number two, how do I optimize that so I'm at the top, right? You have a premium listing. And number three, when someone enters in a keyword for plumbing, right? Plumbing Dallas, plumbing Chicago, right? Plumbing Des Moines, Iowa. How do they find you? Well, what we do is we have a dashboard for our clients and we have a listings manager. So when you are part of our agency, you can see these analytics in real time, 24 hours a day. You can log right in, and I'm going to show you what that looks like, okay? So first thing is Google Views and Searches and Maps. Maps for a local business is extremely important. Google Maps, you may be familiar with that. You probably use it on your iPhone or whatever it may be. Extremely important, okay? So we know that the views in search and the views in maps, okay? Look how high the maps are compared to the search. So what that means is someone on Google and they search plumber, okay? Plumber Dallas, for example, 1,393. On maps, there is 3,193. That is ridiculous, okay? It's not quite 3 times the amount, but it's much more, okay? Then over here on Google Customer Service Actions, you had 20 that said, I want to get directions, right? You had 12 that made a phone call, and you had 27 people that did a website click. Now, they could have gone in and entered the capture form or maybe call from there. But essentially, this is the raw data coming in, okay? Now, Google phone calls by hour. This is really interesting. As a small business owner, let's say that you're a plumber, and you say, you know what? I need to advertise my business on Google. I need to be on Maps. I get that, Jay. I understand what you're saying. One piece that we help our small business owners with is phone calls, okay? If you're a plumber and you're on a plumbing job and you get a call and you miss that, that's missed revenue, okay? Wouldn't it be nice to know how many calls you're getting on average per hour and what hours are coming in? Said another way, are you getting more calls at 8 a.m. or 4 p.m.? How would you know that? Well, I guess you could check your cell phone bill, but most people won't do that. So we give you that. We create what's called a whisper number. And so when someone calls in, we track that call. And we have a CRM system that we can implement in that so you can know how many calls you get. It captures all their information, all that stuff. But look at this. At 9 a.m., right, there's some calls. As the day goes on, there's more calls. And look at this spike at noon, okay? There's some more spikes right here, okay, about 5 o'clock. Why is there spikes at noon and 5 o'clock? Well, if you think about it, people are working, right? People are working and they realize at lunch, oh my gosh, I need to get that fixed. I'm going to call a plumber. wouldn't it be nice to know that most of your calls come in at noon and have the appropriate staff or an answering service or somebody be there ready to answer those calls? Because I guarantee if you get 30 calls at noon, you're not going to be able to answer them all, which means that you're losing revenue. Okay, so these are the part of the analytics that we provide our customers, and this is just part of the listing manager that we're talking about, but this is just something really interesting that as a small business owner you got to pay attention to. Now, we have 69 total listings. 65 in this particular case are active, so there's 4 that we would be working on. 1 would be processing and 3 would be unavailable, right? So we can look at this, and this is a very high rate, 65 out of 69. Most business owners are on like 10 or 2, right? So this is a very high percentage, but we could run what's called a snapshot report, and I could tell you how many are on right now. But over time, we increase that, and we manage this monthly to keep you updated and keep you relevant, so to speak, to Google. It's kind of like every year the phone book comes out and you have to relist, right? Well, now it's like every day on Google. So that's what that means. Now, these are all kinds of different directories, right? Or phone books, so to speak. It's very interesting because you see coupons, you see Apple, right? So people are on their Apple phone. You see white and yellow pages here, which is kind of what I've been talking about. But look at this, Amazon Alexa. It's really interesting. People now are not only talking on their phone, right? They not only use a tablet or a computer, but they're asking artificial intelligence about you, right? So they're saying, hey, Alexa, I need a plumber, right? You have to have a phone listing inside of Alexa. And if you don't, you're missing out on the business. Okay, so these are a bunch of different websites. Here's Bing, of course, the Chamber of Commerce, so you list it with them in your local area, of course, Facebook. So these are all different listings that you want to be on. So the moral of the story is, as a small business, think of your directory listings as a modern day phone book. You need to be listed, and if you're not, we can help you with that. Call One Direction Marketing today. The information is below the video. Have a great day.